Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. My guest tonight kind of came from a friend of mine who recommended him and sent me some of his music. And he's been in the business for a long time. He's got some fantastic videos on YouTube. He's worked with a lot of great legends, and he is a member not only of the Indie Superstars Hall of Fame, but also the Michigan Country Music Hall of Fame up in our neck of the woods. And I found out he lived for a time in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So that gives us a lot to talk about right there. It's an honor to have him on the show tonight. His name is Dave Caley. Dave, it's a pleasure to have you on the show tonight. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, and the pleasure's all mine, Scott, believe me.
Well, I got to ask you right away. You were born in England. How in the world did you end up in Kalamazoo, Michigan?
Well, my dad was in the military over there and met my mother, and then I came along, and then finally we all moved over here and moved to Kalamazoo, actually, and I was a little kid and grew up there and moved around a little bit since then. But as you well know, Kalamazoo's a neat town. I just did a video on that with a song that I put out called 20 years ago, and it's got people in Kalamazoo that I worked with before. I have a band in Kalamazoo that I haven't worked with them for a while because of what's going on here, but I did that video. I love Kalamazoo. It's a great city.
Absolutely. Had a lot of fun. Been down there
Of course, so is where you're from, Traverse City. I've been up there. It's beautiful. I'm jealous, I'll tell you.
It is nice up here, but it is hot today, I'll tell you what. But that's all right. So tell me how you got into the wonderful world of country music.
Well, I started out in a bluegrass band, and I found out I wasn't very good. And the band I played with, they weren't very good either, but they had a lead singer that didn't like me for some reason. And he'd never let me sing any songs, and I finally quit that band. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to see what I can do to start doing some country music. And I ran into a couple people in Kalamazoo that were already playing, and they kind of helped set up the band. And I mean, we played in Kalamazoo. I don't know how many shows at the State Theater there in Kalamazoo, and I love that place. I mean, I think we did 12 shows there with Pam Tillis and Hal Ketchum and Confederate Railroad. We'd come in and it just kind of started from there. And my God, here I am with close to 100 songs recorded and 20-some videos on YouTube. So I love this business. And as long as I can feel comfortable and sing with, so I sound halfway decent, I'll probably keep recording. So I can't do it anymore.
Good for you. And we're going to put the information on our Facebook page with links to your videos. And one of the ones I wanted to ask you about, I really enjoyed it. It's called God's Grand Ole Opry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did that. Keith Bradford from KMA Records in Nashville produced that, and we did it in his little studio there. And God's Grand Ole Opry is a song about the passed away Opry members, and it's in video, and it's on YouTube if people ever want to look at it. We did it at the Troubadour Theater in downtown Nashville at the Ernest Tubb Record Store. And we did the video down there, I should say. And it's been really a good one. People seem to like that. I'm from the old school, I guess you might say. The new country's okay, but it's not really my cup of tea. I like the old classics. We do a lot of remakes. I also work with Mike Shrimp in Hendersonville. We've done 20 projects together, and I'm getting ready to do another one with him in October. I'm actually going to do my first Christmas song ever. But he worked with Conway Twitty for 13 years.
Yeah.
He was his keyboard player and music arranger. In fact, when Conway had that not aneurysm, I can't think of the name of what happened to him. He helped take him off his bus, but he told me Conway Twitty was one of the nicest men that he'd ever met. I never got a chance to meet him, but so we just keep on a perking along. But God's Grand Ole Opry is a great song.
It is. Yeah,
people should listen to it that are in in the business or listen, like the older country music, it's all about the older stars that are no longer here.
Absolutely. We're going to play that for our listeners here tonight, too.
Good.
A couple other songs I want to ask you about. Hard to Be Honest.
I recorded that. As soon as I heard that song, I knew I had to record it. It's a beautiful song, and I don't say that just because I recorded it. It's just written well, and I have had so much feedback off of that song because it is beautiful, and they pitched it to me in Nashville, and I said, "Yep, I'm going to do that," and it turned out so well. It's just one of the good ones I've done. I'm very privileged to have had a lot of good material pitched to me. I hope it keeps up.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Another one of your songs that I really liked was called Look Who's Back from Town.
Oh, you like that one,
yeah,
huh?
I sure do.
Oh, my goodness. That's my country song. Did a video on that, actually. And the same thing. They pitched it to me, and I thought, well, I don't know, I don't know. But a lot of times, you hear these demos, and you've got to, you're an artist, and have sung and traveled and all that kind of stuff, so you probably know what I'm talking about. But you can listen to a song, and you go, I don't know what that's going to sound like if I record it. So I took a chance on that one, and it turned out great, and I think maybe the engineer made me sound great on that. I don't know.
It's a great song. I really like it. I've listened to it several times. In fact, I'm going to play that one tonight too. I really do like that one. So
the latest song that I've got out, I don't know if you had access to that, was an Earl Thomas Connolly remake that he recorded 20 years ago called What I'd Say.
Oh yeah, great
song.
That
song turned out absolutely beautiful. And again, Mike Shrimp in Hendersonville, Tennessee, the guy that I work with, he's got his own little studio there. He produced it, and he uses top players in Nashville, which is always nice. I recommend people, if they go down there to record, be really careful because, if you're standing next to Alan Jackson and they're playing Alan Jackson's song, and then they play your song, it better match up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as production, and, you may not be as good a singer as him, but I'll tell you what, if you don't have a production, you're just spinning your wheels, as you well know, I'm sure, Scott.
Absolutely. It's makes all the difference in the world, and like you said, being aligned with some great people is really tantamount to having a great career in country music,
Well, it's taken a long time. I mean, I've dealt with a couple shysters in my business. It cost me a lot of money. But I'm going to tell you something about Keith Bradford, and I know you know who he is. Keith Bradford, and I recommend him, and not just because we're friends. I've known him for a long time. NBRN Radio in Nashville is one of the most honest people you could ever deal with in the music business.
Dave, what is the best way for folks to be able to get a hold of your music?
CD Baby, Amazon.com. They can get it on there. They can get it on, I don't know, Spotify. I mean, I'm all over the place. I'm in so many places I can't remember where I'm at. I don't have a secretary like these big wheels do, I have to go along. If Keith Bradford wasn't out there keeping me straight, I don't know. Sometimes I forget my name. I got so much going here, and he keeps me busy with all these radio stations and folks like you. I was real excited when I heard about this interview with you, Scott, because I'd never met you before. That's what I love about this business. You do run into good people in it.
You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Well, Dave, I want to thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. I wish you the very best in your career. We're going to put some of those links on our Facebook page, and I'm going to play some of your great music for my listeners right now. And keep us posted as you have more music coming out. Let us know. We'll be happy to get it on the air for you.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Scott. I really appreciate it, and enjoy that hot weather up in Traverse City, because pretty soon there'll be icebergs over there.
Yeah, I know. The snow will be here before you know it. All right, folks, that is Dave Caley here on My Kind of Country. We're going to play some of Dave's great music for you right now as we continue with My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining us tonight.
You tell yourself it's alright, out of mind and out of sight, but you rest a little less at night and think a little more. 'Cause the truth is like a shadow, follows you wherever you go. It sleeps on your pillow and waits behind doors. It's hard to be honest, it seems like it's beyond us. Gonna take a lot of blind faith to look it in the eye. We're gonna have to hurt some, we're gonna have to work some. It's hard to be honest, it's easier to lie. Life's like a slow train, driving through a hard rain, heading down a steep grade, picking up speed. Next thing you know, you're standing in the middle of the wreckage, staring at the damage you never thought you'd see. It's hard to be honest, it seems like it's beyond us. Gonna take a lot of blind faith to look it in the eye. We're gonna have to hurt some, we're gonna have to work some. It's hard to be honest, it's easier to lie. We're gonna have to hurt some, we're gonna have to work some. It's hard to be honest, it's easier to lie. Please, baby, don't lie.
Baby, don't lie. Baby, don't lie.
Daddy gave his heart to the family band. He loved to play and sing. Now he's living out his dreams in the promised land, where he plays for the King of Kings. In heaven's Hall of Fame, they're having a hoedown up yonder, a foot-stomping jubilee, where the angels sing with a country twang on God's grand old library. Now there's Johnny, June, and Waylon, and Mother Maybelle too. Carl Perkins on the guitar in his blue suede shoes. Patsy's singing backup, Daddy's on the mic. He's got Hank to his left, Lefty to his right. Grandpa and Minnie are singing along in perfect harmony. They're singing from the heart, 'cause they're all a part of God's grand old library. There's Elvis and Marty in their rhinestone suits, Skeeter and Dottie in their cowgirl boots. Tammy sounding lovely and there's Conway by her side. They're closing out the show with I Saw the Light. Roy's on the fiddle, Keith and Farron singing proud. Ray Charles is tickling the keys. They're just good old boys and girls, and they're out of this world on God's grand old life parade. And don't forget there's Bill Monroe and Jimmy Rogers, Bob Wills, Tennessee, Ernie Ford, Johnny Horton, Johnny Russell, and Johnny Paycheck, Ernest Tubb, the great troubadour, Boxcar, Hank Snow, and Roger Miller, Charlie Rich, Mel Street, Mr. Jim Reeves. Like my dad, someday I'll be in that all-star jamboree on God's grand old life parade. They're having a hoedown up yonder, a foot-stomping jubilee, where the angels sing with a country twang on God's grand old life parade, on God's grand old life parade. The city lights drew you like a magnet. You were attracted to his highfalutin crowd. I begged you not to go, but you still packed up. I've been expecting you. Oh, look who's back from town. My old truck could not compare to his Mercedes. Did it humble you when you rode back on that old Greyhound? You picked a plastic rose and left a field of daisies. I've been expecting you. Oh, look who's back from town. What brings you back to this part of the country? Well, let me guess. Oh, lover boy let you down. Expecting you. Oh, look who's back from town. What brings you back to this part of the country? Well, let me guess. Oh, lover boy let you down. Did he throw you away like his money? Been expecting you. Oh, look who's back from town. I've been expecting you. Now look who's back from time.